I never thought the biggest act of love in my life would turn me into a beggar in my own home. Hey everyone, if you're watching this right now, pull up a chair, grab some tissues, and stay with me till the end, because this story almost broke me, but it also showed me what real strength looks like. If my journey touches your heart even a little, please hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means the world to families going through silent battles every single day. My name is Priya. I grew up in a modest but loving family in a bustling city where dreams were big but money was always tight. I worked 2 jobs through college, studied late into the nights, and eventually built a small but thriving interior design business that finally gave me financial stability. I met Arjun at a mutual friend's wedding. He was charming, ambitious, and came from a very traditional family. His mother, Shalini Auntie, had raised him and his sister alone after their father passed away early. She was the kind of woman who smiled through pain, who fed every neighbor's child before her own, and whose laughter could light up the darkest room. From the first time I visited their small 2-bedroom apartment, I felt like I had gained a second mother. We got married after 2 years of courtship. Arjun warned me gently that his family wasn't rich. We live simply, Priya. I don't want you to ever feel burdened. I laughed and told him love was never a burden. For the first few years, life was beautiful. We moved into our own apartment that I designed with my own hands, warm colors, cozy corners, and a kitchen where Shalini Auntie loved to teach me her secret recipes. She called me her golden daughter. I never minded the financial differences. I quietly helped with household bills, bought medicines for her blood pressure, and made sure Arjun's sister could finish her education without worry. It felt right. Family is family. Then came the day that changed everything. Shalini Auntie started getting breathless while climbing stairs. At first we thought it was just age, but one terrifying night she collapsed in the living room, clutching her chest. The diagnosis was devastating. Severe heart valve damage that required urgent open heart surgery. The best cardiac hospital quoted 12 million rupees. 12 million. The number still makes my stomach drop. Arjun's face went pale. His salary as a mid-level manager couldn't cover even a fraction. Loans would take years, and time was something we didn't have. Doctors gave her only weeks if we delayed. I didn't sleep for 3 nights. I sat beside her hospital bed, holding her frail hand while she whispered, "Beta, don't worry about me. I've lived a full life." But I saw the fear in her eyes. I saw Arjun pacing the corridor, torn between love for his mother and the crushing weight of helplessness. I made the decision alone in the hospital chapel. I liquidated almost all my savings, took a huge loan against my business, and sold the gold jewelry my late grandmother had given me on my wedding day. Every single rupee I had worked for over 15 years went into that surgery. 12 million. I didn't tell Arjun the full extent until the papers were signed. I just wanted his mother back, the woman who had welcomed me with open arms. The surgery day was the longest of my life. I sat outside the OT for 9 hours, praying, crying, bargaining with God. Arjun was beside me, but he seemed distant, lost in his own guilt. When the doctor finally came out and said, the operation was successful. "She's stable," I broke down in his arms. We hugged and cried tears of relief. Shalini Auntie woke up 2 days later and the first thing she did was look for me. "Priya beta, you gave me my life back," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. In that moment, every sacrifice felt worth it. But joy is often short-lived in stories like mine. Recovery was slow and expensive. Medicines, follow-up visits, physiotherapy, a special diet, everything added up. I kept paying without complaint. My business suffered because I was barely there, but I told myself it would recover. One evening, about 3 months after the surgery, I came home exhausted. I had just paid another large hospital bill and my account was nearly empty. I asked Arjun gently if he could contribute even a small amount from his salary for the next month's medicines so I could focus on reviving my clients. That's when the storm hit. He looked at me with eyes I didn't recognize. "Contribute? Priya, you think you're some kind of savior. You've been throwing money around like it's yours alone. Now you're asking me like a beggar. My mother's surgery was your decision. Don't act like I owe you anything." His words landed like slaps. I stood there frozen, the grocery bags still in my hands. Shalini Auntie, who had been resting in the next room, heard everything. She tried to intervene, her voice weak. Arjun, what are you saying? Priya gave everything for me. But he stormed out, slamming the door. I cried that night like I had never cried before. Not just because of the insult, but because the man I loved had turned my greatest act of kindness into something shameful. Beggar. The word echoed in my head. I had given up my security, my future plans, my peace, for his mother, and now I was being shamed for it. The next few weeks were hell. Arjun barely spoke to me. He started staying late at work. Whispers reached me that he was telling relatives I was controlling with money. My business almost collapsed. I lost 2 major projects because I couldn't focus. Some nights I sat on the balcony wondering if I had made a mistake by marrying into this family. But Shalini Auntie became my rock. Slowly regaining strength, she started cooking small meals for me, reminding me of my worth. Beta, blood doesn't make family. Your heart does. Never let anyone dim the light you carry. She even confronted Arjun one day in front of me. If it wasn't for Priya, I wouldn't be here to scold you right now. Apologize to your wife or you'll lose the best thing that ever happened to this family. The real turning point came during a quiet evening 6 months later. Arjun came home early, looking broken. His company had downsized and he was facing his own financial struggles. He sat on the floor near my feet and cried, the first time I had seen him cry since his mother's diagnosis. I was scared, Priya. Scared that I couldn't provide for my own mother. Seeing you do what I couldn't, it made me feel small. Instead of thanking you, I hurt you. I'm so sorry. He admitted his pride had blinded him. The pressure of society, relatives asking why his wife was the one paying, the guilt of being lesser, it all boiled over into anger directed at the wrong person. We talked for hours that night. I told him how his words had shattered my trust. He listened, really listened. We decided to start over, not by forgetting, but by choosing healing. I rebuilt my business slowly, and he took on extra responsibilities at home. Shalini Auntie recovered fully and became the heart of our home again, organizing small family dinners and reminding us daily about gratitude. We even started a small support group for families dealing with expensive medical treatments, sharing resources and emotional support. Today, 3 years later, our relationship is stronger than ever. Arjun often says, you didn't just save my mother, Priya. You saved our marriage by showing me what unconditional love looks like. We still face challenges. Money is tighter. My business is growing again but carefully, but we face them together. I learned that kindness is never a weakness, even when others try to make it one. Sometimes the people we love the most hurt us the deepest, but forgiveness and honest conversations can rebuild what seems broken. If you're watching this and you've ever been made to feel small for your generosity, know this, your worth is not defined by someone else's insecurity. Keep shining. Keep loving fiercely. Family isn't perfect, but the love that chooses to stay and heal is the most powerful force there is. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this emotional roller coaster. If this story moved you, please like, comment your thoughts below. Have you ever faced something similar? And subscribe for more real-life stories of love, betrayal, resilience, and hope. Turn on notifications so you never miss when a new chapter drops. Share this with someone who needs to hear they're not alone. Your kindness, just like mine, can change lives. Until next time, take care of your heart and the hearts around you. God bless.